Hi, Adam. Super session today. Great to get to know you and obviously learn a little bit more about your golfing ambitions and achievements. If we have a little look and just recap on what we were doing in regards to your golf swing or the suggestions we made. As you said yourself, you're a field player. When you played your best golf, you had a very clear picture of what you were trying to do that was very simplistic. Contrary to popular belief, simple is good. That's what we want. We want you having fewer thoughts, not more thoughts. That way your natural feel and ability can come through. The big issue I had with your swing was, first of all, for a player who was trying to move the ball right to left, predominantly, you had an open shoulder position. So we want to make sure that the shoulders are nice and square, as you can see here on the footage on the left. The big issue then is the synchronisation of this movement. It starts back nicely, there's a little bit of a rolling of the shaft and a rotation of the forearms, hence the laid off position that we see here. But you know, at the end of the day, that's looking similar to what you would see with Garcia in his backswing. The big issue I get is when we come from here onwards. If we look at what happens there, the golf club is going to travel quite a long distance. If I just put a circle around the club head at that point, and the hands, if we look at what happens, the club's going to travel a long distance, but the body isn't going to actually do that much. If you look at your hips, your shoulders and your chest at that point, you know, the golf club has travelled, if you will, some 3 feet in the golf swing at that point. Your arms have travelled much further than they need to, and there's a definite case of the arm swing not really complementing what your body's doing. That then has a knock-on effect in the downswing. As you now start to unwind the body, you can see the club dropping on the inside, a la Garcia. And then the problem now is that because the golf club has travelled too far during the backswing, so it's not the body that goes too far, it's the golf club itself. The body now has to put the brakes on and allow that golf club to catch up. So if you watch the body now, the next couple of movements, the body doesn't do a great deal. See the body straightening up? That's you having to put the brakes on. That rotational energy that you've got from the top has to go somewhere. It goes up. So whenever a golf club is getting a little bit too long in the backswing, you're going to get that coming up and out of it feeling as you attempt to get the club back in line with the body. And that's where that sort of awkward move through the ball comes in. It's an awkward feeling for you. You feel like you can't get the club back to the ball. You suggested that you felt a little bit stuck. Yeah, so it's the shaft stops here. We can unwind everything through as aggressively as we want, and everything's going to match back up at impact. Unfortunately, the shaft continues to move. The body doesn't do a great deal. Consequently, now as we come into this position, the club is lagging behind the body. We've got to put the brakes on the body to allow the club to catch up. Then you finish in a nice balanced follow through position. So we've got to make a shorter golf swing. The laid off position is an issue, but not a major issue, as we discussed earlier. The drill that we gave you for that was setting up with your foot touching the wall, or your left foot touching the wall. From there, make a nice backswing until the club touches the wall. And you can see from both views that it's a much more compact, much more solid looking backswing than what we're seeing if we look at the original footage here on the left. At that point, much shorter in the shaft. Bodily isn't too dissimilar, the arm position, the shoulder position, etc. Very, very similar, but the shaft of the golf club hasn't travelled as far. Added to that, the course management things that we discussed. I'm sure you're going to have a great season. Hope you enjoyed it. I did. As I said, if you need anything more, just give us a call or drop me an email. Well done.